Let me be blunt. When a woman realizes she's lost your attention, everything changes. And most men don't see it coming. You might think that if you stop chasing, if you pull back, she'll simply move on without a second thought. But here's the harsh truth. Women react in ways that most men totally misunderstand. And that misunderstanding costs you. You see, in today's world, a woman's value is often tied to how much attention she gets. But when she suddenly notices that you, the guy she thought was interested, have stopped giving her that attention, something deep shifts inside her. It's not always about love or respect. Sometimes it's about ego, control, or just the raw need to feel wanted. And when that attention disappears, expect reactions that might shock you. Or better yet, teach you exactly what's going on in her mind. Here's where most men fail. They either panic and chase her even harder, or they don't understand the silent power they just gained by withdrawing their focus. Ignoring a woman isn't just about playing hard to get. It's a psychological trigger that forces her to confront her own feelings about you and about herself. Throughout this video, I'm going to teach you how to read her reactions clearly, how to recognize the signs she's feeling the loss of your attention, and more importantly, how to use this knowledge to shift the balance of power in your favor. If you think losing attention means losing control, think again. Sometimes, not caring is the best way to make her care more. And yes, this is controversial because it goes against everything society teaches about relationships, especially the idea that men must always be the ones chasing and proving themselves. So if you're ready to see the real psychology behind what happens when a woman realizes she's lost your attention, and how you can turn that moment into your advantage, keep watching. This knowledge will change how you approach every interaction with women from now on. She feels unexpected panic. When a woman suddenly realizes you're no longer giving her attention, the first reaction is almost always panic. But not the kind of panic you see in movies. It's a quiet internal alarm that hits her ego and shakes her confidence. This panic isn't about love or heartbreak. It's about losing control. She thought she had you on her radar, but now you're gone. And that uncertainty scares her. Most men think women will just move on quickly when ignored. That's wrong. Panic triggers her brain to search for answers. Why did he stop caring? Did I do something wrong? Is there someone else? This sudden doubt puts her on edge. She's forced to question the value she has in your life. The reason this panic is so powerful is because women, like men, crave validation. But unlike men, who often hide it behind pride, women's emotions are more sensitive to shifts in attention. When your focus disappears, it feels like a rejection, even if you didn't mean it that way. At this moment, she might start replaying your past interactions, trying to find what changed. This internal panic can cause her to become more aware of her behavior and even push her to try harder to win you back. But here's the catch. She can only do this if you don't immediately give her the attention back. If you chase her right away, you reset the panic, and she loses the chance to feel your true value. 1. Example. Imagine you've been texting a woman regularly, but suddenly you stop replying for a day or two. She notices and starts wondering why you went silent. Instead of feeling calm or indifferent, she feels a sudden rush of panic, checking her phone more often, overthinking every message you sent, and maybe even sending a message herself to test if you still care. That's her panic kicking in. 2. Sudden jealousy kicks. In one of the most surprising reactions, when a woman realizes she's lost your attention, is jealousy, and it comes out of nowhere. This jealousy isn't always obvious or aggressive. Sometimes it's quiet and subtle, but it's real and powerful. Why? Because when you stop paying attention, she starts imagining what you might be paying attention to instead. Jealousy is a primal emotion that kicks in as soon as a woman senses a threat to her value in your eyes. It's not always about another woman. It can be anything that grabs your focus: friends, work, or even your own independence. The moment she suspects you're moving on or shifting your interest, jealousy triggers her to want to regain what she thinks she's losing. Here's the controversial part. Jealousy is often seen as a negative emotion, but it actually shows that she cares more than she's willing to admit. It reveals that you matter enough to disturb her peace of mind. But watch closely, because jealousy can also push her to act in ways that might confuse or frustrate you. She might start showing off, drop hints about other men, or behave differently just to get your attention back. Most men don't expect jealousy from a woman when they pull back, so they get caught off guard. Instead of seeing it as a sign she's still invested, they might misinterpret her actions and either give in or get annoyed, both of which hand her the upper hand again. If you understand jealousy correctly, you realize it's a powerful tool. It means she's emotionally engaged, but your job is to stay calm and not react emotionally. Let her jealousy reveal how much she wants you, but keep your attention limited. That's where the power lies. 2. Example. Say you stop texting her for a couple of days, and she suddenly posts pictures on social media looking amazing or hanging out with other guys. This is jealousy in action. She's showing you that she's still desirable and wants to remind you that she's not just waiting around. If you react by chasing or over-explaining, you lose your power. But if you stay cool, she'll start chasing you instead. 3. She tests your value. When a woman realizes she's lost your attention, one of the first things she does is test your value. This isn't about her being mean or manipulative. It's simply how she figures out if you're still worth her time. You can think of it as her way of checking if you're still the prize, or if you've become just another option. You've probably experienced this yourself in life. When someone suddenly pulls away, you start looking for signs. You test the waters to see if they really care, or if it was all just talk. It's natural. And women do this too, especially when it comes to relationships. She might say things or act in ways that seem confusing or contradictory. Maybe she's distant one moment, then overly friendly the next. This back and forth isn't random. It's her way of seeing if you're still in the game. She's watching how you respond, waiting to see if you'll step up or back off. What makes this testing so important is that it's about her perception of your confidence and self-worth. If you react too emotionally, chase her, or try too hard to explain yourself, you signal weakness. On the other hand, if you stay calm and keep your standards, you prove you're still the prize she wants. This testing is also a way for her to protect herself. She wants to avoid investing too much energy in someone who might not be fully there. So, by testing your value, she's trying to make sure you're worth the effort. If you learn to recognize this behavior for what it is, a test, you won't fall into traps that make you look needy. Instead, you'll stay in control and let her come to you, showing her that your attention is something valuable, not guaranteed. 4. Drama and emotional outbursts appear. When a woman realizes she's lost your attention, drama and emotional outbursts often show up. And honestly, too many men fall right into the trap. Here's the truth. Men, if you find yourself reacting to her drama with panic or confusion, it's time to wake up. This isn't a sign that you lost her love or respect, it's a reaction to losing control over the situation. Women use drama like a test of your stability. When she starts acting out, whether it's sudden mood swings, intense messages, or emotional scenes, it's not about making your life difficult. It's about seeing if you're still invested or if you'll crumble under pressure. And here's where many men fail. They respond emotionally, chase harder, or try to fix everything immediately. That only fuels the drama and hands her the power. You have to understand that this drama isn't really about you. It's about her insecurity triggered by the loss of your attention. She's trying to get a reaction, to pull you back in, and to confirm you still care. But if you fall for it, you're teaching her that emotional chaos works to get your focus again. The advice? Stay calm and don't engage in the drama. Be the rock she can't shake. When you ignore the emotional storms, you show strength and confidence, and suddenly you become the prize again. Men, stop wasting energy on emotional roller coasters that don't serve you. Remember, your attention is valuable. If you give it away at the first sign of drama, you lose your power. So wake up, stay composed, and let her drama reveal how much she really wants you. 5. She tries to regain control. When a woman realizes she's lost your attention, one of the most natural things she does is try to regain control. This is less about manipulation and more about her instinct to feel secure and powerful in the relationship. Control is like a currency in dating, and when she senses you're pulling away, she feels like she's losing it. Many men don't see this coming because they assume once they lose interest, she will just accept it quietly or move on. But that's rarely the case. Instead, she will try to shift the balance back in her favor. This could be through subtle actions like making you jealous, pushing your buttons, or changing how she interacts with you. Sometimes she might even act aloof or less available, trying to make you chase her instead. Here's the harsh reality. When she tries to regain control, it's often a test of your own strength and boundaries. If you give in or react emotionally, you're handing her the power. But if you stand firm, keep your distance, and don't fall for her games, you maintain your position as the prize. This struggle for control is a key part of why relationships become complicated. Both sides want to feel important and valued, but when control is uneven, it creates tension. You have to be aware that when she's pushing to regain control, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's an opportunity for you to show your confidence and set clear limits. So men, don't panic or get defensive. Recognize this as a natural phase when attention shifts. Use it to your advantage by staying calm, firm, and consistent. When you do, she'll realize that losing your attention means losing something she can't easily replace. 6. Subtle manipulation begins. When a woman realizes she's lost your attention, she often starts using subtle manipulation. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't about calling her bad or toxic. It's just how many women naturally react when they feel their hold on you slipping away. Manipulation here means small, strategic moves designed to pull you back in without you even realizing it. This can show up in many ways: playing the victim, dropping hints about what she wants, or even acting differently to make you curious. These aren't usually loud or obvious actions. They're quiet, almost invisible nudges to test your reaction and see if you'll respond. Men often miss these subtle cues because they expect big, obvious signs. But the truth is, the smaller, sneakier moves can be way more powerful. They mess with your mind, make you question what's really going on, and slowly pull you back into the emotional cycle. Here's the controversial part. If you fall for these small manipulations, you're handing her control again, and that's exactly what she's trying to avoid losing. The best move? Recognize the patterns early and don't react impulsively. Stay aware of what's happening and maintain your calm. You might feel tempted to fix things quickly or explain yourself, but that usually just feeds the manipulation. Instead, keep your distance and don't let her little games disrupt your mindset. When you refuse to engage, you show real strength, and that's what makes you irresistible. Remember, subtle manipulation isn't always about deception. It's often her way of protecting her position. But you control how much power you give it. Stay sharp, stay cool, and keep your attention where it matters, on yourself. 7. She starts comparing herself to others. When a woman realizes she's lost your attention, a common but often unspoken reaction is that she starts comparing herself to other women. This isn't just about jealousy, it's deeper. She wants to figure out what she's missing or what others might have that she doesn't. It's a mental game she plays to understand why you pulled away. You've probably experienced something similar yourself. When someone important stops paying attention, you start wondering if there's someone better out there. This comparison is her way of coping with the loss and trying to reclaim her position. This can lead to insecurity, but it also pushes her to up her game. She might dress differently, change how she communicates, or even try new things to stand out. Some men mistake this for sudden interest or change of heart, but it's really her testing if she can be better than whoever she thinks you might be interested in. Here's the catch. This comparison can make her either more determined to get your attention or more distant if she feels she can't compete. Men often miss these signals and wonder why she suddenly acts cold or distant after seeming eager. It's because internally, she's doing this mental math and it affects her behavior. Understanding this reaction helps you see why pulling away attention can create mixed signals. She's not just reacting emotionally, she's calculating where she stands. So men, when you notice her changing her style or attitude, don't rush to judge or jump back in. Recognize that she's working through these comparisons. Use this moment to maintain your calm, and remember that your attention is something valuable. Don't give it away just because she's trying to prove something to herself or to you. 8. She tests your boundaries. When a woman realizes she's lost your attention, she often starts testing your boundaries. This might sound harsh, but it's a natural way she figures out what she can still get from you, and what she can't. Think of it as her way of checking if you're still in control or if you're letting her walk all over you. You've probably seen this happen in everyday life. Someone pushes a little just to see if you'll stand firm or back down. It's the same with relationships. When she feels your attention fading, she pushes limits, maybe by asking for more time, sending late-night texts, or bringing up emotional topics unexpectedly. Men often get caught off guard here. They either ignore these tests or give in too quickly because they don't want conflict. But the truth is, how you respond to these boundary tests shows her how much power you really have. If you stay calm and say no when you need to, you're showing strength. If you give in every time, you lose respect. Here's the important part. Boundaries aren't walls. They're signals that say, I respect myself and expect the same from you. When you set clear boundaries, you make it clear that your attention isn't free or unlimited. It's earned, and she has to work to keep it. If you let her test your boundaries without standing firm, you'll quickly lose control. And that's exactly what she's trying to avoid. So don't be afraid to say no or walk away when something doesn't feel right. Men, wake up. Strong boundaries don't push her away. They make you more attractive because they show you value yourself. And that's something every woman respects, even if she doesn't say it out loud. 9. She becomes less available. When a woman realizes she's lost your attention, one of the most obvious reactions is that she becomes less available. This might seem confusing. Why pull away when she wants you back? But this is exactly the psychological move she makes to test if you'll chase or if you've truly moved on. You've probably noticed this before. She stops answering texts quickly, cancels plans, or acts busy. It's not because she suddenly has no time. It's a strategic retreat. She's trying to create distance to see if you'll come after her or simply let her go. Many men interpret this as her losing interest, but the reality is often the opposite. She's making herself scarce to spark your curiosity and remind you that she's not easily won. This push-pull dynamic is frustrating, but incredibly effective. Here's the catch. If you chase harder when she becomes less available, you lose the upper hand. She's watching to see if you still value yourself or if you're desperate. If you stay calm, don't over-message, and keep your life moving forward, you show her that your attention isn't a given. This is a wake-up call for men. Availability doesn't equal value. Just because she pulls away doesn't mean she wants to lose you. She wants to see how much you want her. And how you respond will either keep you in control or hand the power back to her. So, the next time she becomes less available, resist the urge to chase. Stay confident, focus on your own life, and let her come to you if she wants to regain what she lost. 10. She reflects or moves on. When a woman realizes she's lost your attention, she reaches a critical crossroads. She either reflects on what happened or moves on. This moment is powerful, but often misunderstood by men. Reflection means she looks inward and thinks about why she lost your focus. Maybe she recognizes her mistakes, feels regret, or wants to fix things. In this phase, she might reach out carefully or try to reconnect in a calmer, more genuine way. This is a chance for real growth, but only if you're strong enough to see it clearly and don't get caught up in old patterns. On the other hand, if she feels the loss is permanent or that you're truly over her, she may move on quickly. She might start focusing on new interests or other men. This can sting, but it's a natural part of life. Not every loss leads to a second chance. Here's what men need to understand. Your attention is a form of power. How you give it and take it away controls the dynamic. If she moves on, it's because she no longer sees value in chasing what she lost. If she reflects, it's because your absence made her realize what she truly wants. You don't have to chase her back in either case. Stay calm, maintain your standards, and let her actions reveal her true feelings. Whether she reflects or moves on, your strength lies in knowing your worth and not begging for attention. Here's the truth most men won't admit. When a woman realizes she's lost your attention, she doesn't always want you back. Sometimes, she just wants to make sure you still want her. It's not about love or loyalty, it's about power and validation. And if you don't understand this, you'll keep wasting your time chasing ghosts, hoping for something real that might never come. But here's what separates the men who win from those who lose. They don't beg for attention or validation. They understand their worth, they control their own attention, and they let women prove their value. If she wants you back, she'll have to earn it. If she doesn't, you move on without a second thought. I want to hear from you. Have you ever noticed these reactions when a woman lost interest? Or maybe you've seen the opposite happen. Drop your stories in the comments. I read everyone and sometimes reach out personally. We're not just talking here. I want us to grow and learn from real experiences. So don't be shy. Your story might just help someone else wake up and take control. Remember, the power is in your hands. Use it wisely.